Okay, you guys and gals, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today. Yo, man. Oh. The episode link is going to be in the box below on Crunchyroll.com. If you haven't seen it yet, please, God, go see it. Watch the episode, then come back to me for the review. The episode's very simple, so this review's going to be quick, but, I mean, yo, dude. Whoa. I was stunned, knocked off my feet, like punched in the jaw, like, what is this? Like, whoa, Chelsea, oh, I mean, because last episode you had, you had a hunch that maybe Boss was dead, because that explosion was huge. But apparently, he's actually trained himself in, like, fire-resistant stuff. So, he can actually, like, withstand most of the damage and the heat. The shockwave, I question, but whatever, moving on. Because that thing was huge. Like, the explosion was actually a lot bigger than I thought. Because, like, you had, like, the mushroom cloud going on. I'm like, shit! Damn! But here's the thing, though. When Chelsea took him out, and then she transformed beforehand, she transformed into, like, the little girl that he killed at some point in the past, which he didn't know, obviously, because he has killed so many people, just burned them down, mowed them down. Thing here is that the way she did it, I think it was more like there was more dignity in that, like the way he died. But the way KUROME and her zombies, her two remaining zombies, like the gunslinger chick and then Nada, the way they just chopped up her body. Well, we don't really know what happened to the rest of her body, but in essence, we do know that they cut off her head. Beforehand, her imperial arm and her fingers on her left hand were, like, just taken out. And then her left arm, her right arm was taken out, cut off. So, at that point in time, I'm like, fuck, no, don't, no. Like, I was hoping, like, Tatsumi or Akame would swoop in there, Superman style, like, no, stop, mate, and then just block the attacks. But no, there was none of that. There was no swooping in there like the Batman, like fucking, like no, none of that shit. It's game over. And then you slice the heads off, and then they put the head, on like in some random town, on some giant statue. So the townfolk could see. There's a trail of blood. Tatsumi sees that shit, and then he just on the ground, on his knees. Just stunned, shocked. I mean, no. Like, after I saw her head on, like, the pike in the middle of town, I'm like, yo, KUROME has to die. KUROME has to die immediately. I don't care. Someone has to do it. Just kill KUROME. Like, right now, S-Death for later. Kill KUROME. Just someone kill KUROME. Akame. And I guess from a story standpoint, it makes more sense that KUROME would die by Akame's hands. But it has to go down. She has to die. Like right now, to me, KUROME numero uno. She has to die. Because it's one thing killing. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like it looks like the Night Raid, they get the more so, like, gruesome deaths. I mean, yeah, Aniki wasn't that gruesome, per se. It was actually very skilled on Liver's part. But freaking Koro and goddamn Shiro Ubiquitous, and then gnawing on freaking Shayle's body. And then you have Natala and KUROME, oh, we're gonna take her head off, and then put on the pike for the townfolk to see. The Jaegers so far have had more reasonable, they have more reasonable deaths that are more, like, at least the person dies with some sense of dignity. You know? Like, you feel me? So, I mean, granted, you know, you had, what's his name? The science guy, Dr. Stylish. He chose to transform some type of fucking mutant. But they didn't go crazy. Like, you didn't have the Night Raid, like, cut his body in fucking pieces, like, yeah, show the world. Like, no. They didn't do that shit. The Jaegers fucking, yeah, show the world. And I'm like, fucking, are you kidding? No. I need Akame, Kurome. That has to go down. Akame has to kill her sis. It has to happen. It just has to happen. Now, again, from a story standpoint, it makes more sense because Kurome dying by Chelsea's hands wouldn't really fit with the theme of the whole, or the subplot of the whole sister versus sister, like, fated matchup. So, obviously, she would still be alive. I was just hoping that Chelsea would escape. Because here's one thing. We've seen Chelsea transform into, like, a cat. So I was wondering, okay, so why can't you transform into, like, once you do the smoke, transform into some kind of, like, small creature, or transform into, like, let's say, a bird of some kind, a hawk, an eagle, and just get the fuck out of there. But no. She chose to go on foot. I mean, she was already reckless in the sense of following Kurome by herself with no backup. But to be able not to think about a scapegoat, to say, okay, fine, so if shit goes wrong, I have these smoke things, I'm going to transform into this, or like a bird or some kind of small bug and like crawl away and escape, or some shit like that. No, that didn't happen. So, to me, she had opportunities to actually escape, but I guess for the story, they said, no, fuck that shit. So, it sucks. It sucks because Chelsea, she was a cool character, and she just hopped into the story, into the night raid. But for her to be taken out in such a way, I think was, you know, I'm just not a fan of what Kurome did to her body. I'm not a fan of that. So, fucking Kurome has to die. Just, you know, it has to go down. So, the animation overall, the animation was pretty good. It was pretty damn good. The would-be mushroom cloud nuke explosion, that was pretty cool. And then having the last moments of Bolus and Chelsea, the serene white moments, and then looking back on their lives, and then obviously Bolus himself looking at his family, trying to reach it towards his family. The animation was good overall. The pacing was, you know, it's normally fast, but they did slow it down for those moments, obviously. They slowed it down a lot because they wanted to show you the emotions there, which they did very well, in my personal opinion. They showed you the emotions. They showed you the, I mean, because the sense of danger is forever. Like, I had no idea that Chelsea was going to die in this episode. I mean, honestly, I thought that she was going to actually stay for a while, given the way she operated, how diligent she was, and how her powers worked. How she always had like a scapegoat in case something went down. But the fact that she would get taken out in the middle of the forest with no back, with no one else around her, and, you know, like, I mean, in a weird sense, Tatsumi was the catalyst for her change. Whether it be a good thing or a bad thing in the long haul, obviously I think it was a bad thing. But she did die, I think, a lot. Like, if she were to die, she couldn't be quote-unquote happier. Because it would be more or less like her dying for the sake of the one that she loves. You know, like, you know, Tatsumi. That kind of shit right there. I mean, that's why she dies. You know, like, when she dies, like, one of the last things she says is, like, are you happy with what I did? Like, Tatsumi. Like, you know, shit like that. So, in that sense, like, the emotions are heavy, bro. Like, they're really, really heavy. Like, it's obvious. And they do a very good job of portraying the emotions because they slow down the pacing for those particular scenes. And then you have the added factor of the serene white, you know, like, as if, like, heaven itself were shining down upon them. Yeah, that kind of stuff right there. And then you have the story progression, where obviously two main things happen. Number one, Bolus of the Jaegers dies. And number two, Chelsea of the Night Raid dies. So you have two members of both the Jaegers. Well, you have one member of the Jaeger, one member of the Night Raid. They're down a member, obviously. And the battle continues. But one of the biggest things here is the fact that Kurome, we find out that she actually consumes drugs on a regular basis, and these drugs are in her snacks. And when she was fighting against Tatsumi and company, her body was enhanced via drugs. I mean, it is, like, permanently. But she has to keep on consuming the drugs via her snacks. And we find out through dialogue on both sides, on both the Jaeger side and the Night Raid side via Akame, and the analysis of what went down during the actual battle, that there's something off with Kurome in the sense that Akame knew that she took drugs, but there was something else, like there was an added factor that they couldn't really pinpoint. And that added factor, that veil of mystery, was revealed later on in the episode, in which you find out that Kurome, she actually enhanced the drugs to enhance her performance to the point where she can only die, quote unquote, when either her head gets cut off or her heart is pulverized. And I'm like, geez, so even though Chelsea hit the vitals, no, Kurome was still alive. So countermeasures, obviously, like fail-safes that are going on here. Didn't know that, so now we know. And there's a flashback there too, which explains the whole, we get some backstory on Kurome and Akame, and how when they were young, they were like 100 kids were thrown into the damn woods with like these giant centipedes. They had to escape, and then when they did escape, they separated the two so they can train them in different assassin type methods. And when it came to Kurome, she just got unlucky because her body was up to snuff compared to most of the kids, so they started to enhance her via drugs, which she's been taking constantly, and an enhanced version of the drugs. So it's messed up from that sense. And initially, I did have sympathy for Kurome. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because when you're experimented on via drugs like a lab rat, that's fucked up. But when they decide to cut off Chelsea's head, I'm like, no, fucking sympathy, all gone. Out the window, fuck it, no. She has to die immediately. And then seeing Tatsumi there, just believing earnestly that she's okay, that she's alright, she's diligent, she's smart, she knows what she's doing, and then fucking head on the damn thing, on his knees, I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm like, no, she has to die now. Like, I really want Kurome to fucking die. She has to fuck Estes, fuck everyone else, just target Kurome, she has to die. She has to get taken out. I can actually see it going down. I can see a wave in Kurome versus Akame and Tatsumi going down in the near future. I can see it happening. Fuck. Alright, I'm done. So, King Lightning. The episode overall, I think it's a yo. It's a yo episode because obviously the emotions were there. There's shock value, obviously. The sense of danger is like never ending. Like you never know when a character that you like is gonna just die. It's like the damn Game of Thrones. Shit, like characters you like oh shit, like the Martells, yeah, and all of a sudden, crushed. And I'm like, fuck, god damn it. It's like the same thing here, man. Like you never know when the characters that you actually like are just gonna be taken out. I liked Bolus, but he was a Jaeger. You knew he was gonna die. I mean, the only Jaeger that I know isn't gonna die, based on their story weight and the potential that they have for the future of the series, and their overall skill among the Jaegers, is freaking Wave and Estes. Run, Kurome, Shiryu. Oh, Shiryu at some point she's gonna get the treatment. What she did to Chelsea, oh yeah. I mean, not Chelsea, Shirley, oh yeah, no, she's gonna die at some point, obviously. But those two, I can tell right now, they're not gonna die. Wave and Estes. At least at this point in the story. So, and for future, I'm gonna give or take, like, if the chapters, because I don't know what chapter they're on, but it'll probably take, like, let's say, like, I don't know, like 200, 300 chapters for Estes to actually die, to be quite honest. So, that being said, I'm done. Overall episode, I think it's a yo. It got the emotions riled up. It was beautiful, and at the same time, it was so sad. At the same time, it was so gruesome. And I do like Chelsea's character. I had respect for her and for Boris. But Kurome has to die now. Like, she just has to get the fucking, like, old school, like, French Revolution treatment, like, fucking, over. Head, gone. Vive la Revolution. Shit. Alright, I'm done. Have a nice day.